There's something special. There's something special about Play-Doh. It reminds me of babies. No,
because they're soft and you have to rub them.
Thank you.
They smell good.
Good job, Dano. Whoa, whoa. Play-Doh is just not given to those who raise their hands. This isn't the welfare line. It's Play-Doh. Raise your hand. What's the third book of the Bible? Sienna, your hand's up first.
No, I just really don't Play-Doh. I don't
I don't know it, Sarah.
Wait, crap, I forgot.
Hold on, Tanner. Nobody's special Play-Doh.
No.
Thou shalt not steal.
What's one of his names? Follow with me. Take out the Play-Doh.
I don't like this name.
Please remove the lid of the Play-Doh. Put the Play-Doh in your hand. It feels good, doesn't it? Listen, shh. Quiet so your mommy and daddy's can hear the sermon. It feels good. You can mold it into anything, and it just feels good between your fingers. I enjoy it. It reminds me when I was younger and life was simpler. I would sit around and I would play with Play-Doh and Legos and erector sets and Lincoln Logs and Tonka trucks and listen, real Hot Wheel cars. Real ones, not these plastic ones today. But I would spend hours making castles and different things with my Play-Doh. And you know what? The feminist saying it's hard to do, but you make a ball, right? A lot of people think a ball is easy, but it's not. There's wrinkles, there's gaps. A Play-Doh reminds me of my life, though. When I was just a child, this was me. I was easily molded into things, much like you guys. Your parents took it, and they would give you, hopefully, the right size head, not too big. and they would give you arms. You were young, so they were short and nubby.
Honestly, the same as you.
This is almost a life-size me. And then there would be legs. Are you with me?
Yes.
Look how easy it is to mold this into a miniature orange me.
That's a crippled child.
You're a crippled child. All right. But I got thinking, what happened along the way? What happened to my life? How many of you guys think there's times that life sucks? Be honest. That maybe you got served up a bunch of junk somewhere along the way. You with me so far? How about when you became a Christian? You gave your heart to God, and it was supposed to be all easy. But it wasn't, was it? Matter of fact, there's probably been times since you gave your heart to God, it's gotten pretty hard. Matter of fact, it didn't get easy at all. Matter of fact, it's become quite challenging. And I've seen some of you guys going through that here lately. And I want to explain to you tonight the best that I can, using a couple of different things. One would be a Play-Doh, and two would be this really cool guy named Moses. Now, many of you guys have read the book of Leviticus, and you think it's kind of freaky and all that. But I want to take you to the book before that called Exodus. Anybody know what the book's called? Exodus. Tanner?
Wait, no.
Sean? Close. Exit. Exodus. Exiting.
He's owned
Getting
us.
out. He's it.
Yeah.
All right. But why is it hard to be a Christian sometimes? Why is it hard to be a Christian?
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of sins.
Problems.
There's problems you come across. That's an absolute awesome one. Somebody else's hand was that, Tracy.
When you become a Christian, like the devil has a reason to pick on you and
You get attacked from the devil. Dustin, she.
So then you have like some problems at home or something that you can't take to church.
Problems at home.
And when you shoveling,
Sure, it's okay. Michael?
When you get judged.
Judgment. Cody, your hands up.
Tracy said one.
Okay. Sam?
Like having a hard time knowing that your friend is not on the same religion as you.
Friends not having the same faith as you? Leland? People telling you religion's not real. What about just everyday junk? But listen, what about temptations for drugs or alcohol? Temptations for cussing? Temptations of sex? Or maybe it's the stuff you see every day. How many guys just see filth every day in your life?
Yeah.
You see filth at home too, don't you? Now, do you think, like, follow with me, how many guys have ever seen the inside of a pipe that's been used for sewage? The hands started going up and down. Now, if I was to flush, hold on, if I was to flush a bunch of pre-poops, going back to the pre, we're not getting the full poopage. All right, we'll go full blown, we're going into the poop. If I was to look inside the pipe underneath your toilet, do you think there'd be any residual?
What's residual?
Leftover.
Baby, chunky, small.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
There would be some poop along the edges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a sewer line, right? It's got poop in it. What if it was a water line?
It got.
Would it have poop in it?
Hopefully not.
Would it? It'd probably be clean, right?
Yeah.
So do you think constant flow of junk in your life is leaving any residual effect on you? Are you going with me?
Yeah.
You're still with me? Okay. Do you think maybe that stuff goes from being soft to after a while pretty hard? Yes. Follow with me. Same premise. If you leave Play-Doh out long enough, it gets hard, right? Do you think maybe some of you guys in society have gotten a little hard?
Yes.
Maybe not so emotional. Boys, do you cry?
Sometimes.
Just yes or no. Follow with me. I should have given you the Play-Doh. You guys are out of here tonight. Do you think, girls, the boys have broke your heart long enough and you've got this wall up and you just can't let anybody past it? It's hard to trust. I've been hurt before. Okay, so you imagine that there are things in your life that just kind of build up on you and have made your heart hard. Follow with me. Moses had the same issue with his brother, Ramesses, Pharaoh. See, Moses was like this awesome guy. He was a Hebrew child, but he did not know. He was raised by Pharaoh, okay? Daddy, grandpa, whatever you want to call him. And he thought he was this, like, wonderful guy. He thought he had the best thing in the world. You know, he thought he was the greatest Egyptian. He was soon to be everything in the world. And one day he finds out that he's really Hebrew. He's not an Egyptian. And he runs off to the desert after a few things happen. And one day God comes into the picture and tells him, you need to go back and free the Hebrew people. So we're going to talk about the conversation here in a minute. So Moses goes back to Pharaoh, brother, by now, daddy died, and says, yo, bro, I need you to let my people go. What's Pharaoh say? No. No. It ain't happening. And the Bible specifically talks about it in Exodus 7, verse 8. Here's what it says. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, when Pharaoh says to you, perform a miracle, then say to Aaron, take your staff, throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake. That'd be a pretty cool trick, by the way. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh just as the Lord had commanded. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh, and the sorcerers and the Egyptian magicians did the same thing with their secret arts. Each one threw down a staff, and it became a snake. But Aaron's staff swallowed up their staff. Yet Pharaoh's heart became hard, and he wouldn't listen to him, just as the Lord said.